This is the 5th time I am doing this introduction, and I hope this is the last time. Hey guys, it's Jasmine. Today I will be doing another Girl Talk video. My last one was 2 months ago, but this time I will be getting ready to go absolutely nowhere. Today is my day off from work, so instead of working on other things like the shop, I was like, maybe I should just take some time to myself and just, play with some makeup, do my hair, maybe change my outfit, I don't know. I would say to my mom to not watch this, but the last time I did, she was like, I watched it anyways, even though you said not to watch it. So I have given up, and it is okay. I already have contacts in, I already did my skincare, so I'm just gonna get right into it. I have the questions out in front of me. I am absolutely horrible at multitasking when it comes to makeup and talking, so I'm gonna do my best. This was also supposed to be a summer makeup, but then I realized my normal daily makeup, if I want to try, I just put on some lipstick and I just go out. Today we are gonna go with the flow and see what happens. I'm already messing up! So there are a lot of questions about being confident in your own body, eating, etc. A little disclaimer, this whole video is all based on my own experience and what I currently think right now. In 2 months, this might honestly all change. As people, we are constantly growing. So here is my whole social media spiel. I do not give a single fuck about followers, amount of likes, because if you take it too seriously, obviously it's gonna affect your mental health. I think that a lot of people tend to compare themselves to Instagram models or just prettier people on the internet that they see. I sometimes do that too, like I'll scroll through Instagram and I'll be like, wow, she's so pretty, but that's about how far I go with it. But I don't think too much on it. I don't really compare myself to them. If I do find myself comparing to them, then I take a step back because that's very mentally draining and unhealthy, and we don't need that type of energy in here, because at the end of the day, what we choose to show on social media is what we want to show other people. Nobody's life is perfect, and you cannot judge anyone by one video, one post, because unless you know that person in person, you don't know what their life is really like. And I find that if I think that way, it really helps a lot. Does that make sense? Basically, what I'm trying to say is that if you find yourself comparing to someone online, take a step back, maybe delete that app for a bit, because it's just not good for you. How to be more confident with a small chest. Listen, the itty titty game is lit. I have not worn a bra in literally 2 years. I do not care if anyone judges me. It is so freeing. I don't know where the genetics got fucked up, but my mom and my grandma, they have really big boobs, and I just didn't get it. Now I'm gonna delve into a question that I have been getting a lot, and it's on eating disorders. The sun is peeking through. Back then in 6th grade, I had a really close friend. She was my best friend from like kindergarten, and I just remember we were hanging out. The middle of nowhere, she was like, your thighs are kind of fat. And that phrase stuck with me. Has been stuck with me my whole life. I became really insecure with my weight, and when I moved to a new city, I was like, okay, this is the time for me to, change, lose weight. When I moved that summer, I became so obsessed with calorie counting, trying to lose weight in the most unhealthy way possible. Throughout high school, I was just really insecure about my weight. I don't think any of my friends noticed or my family, because I just kept it to myself. I'm not talking much about high school because, to be honest, I don't really remember much of it. My memory's pretty bad. In college, I was off by myself in New York, and I could do whatever I want. I don't even remember much about freshman year. During freshman year, I was a little bit less insecure with my weight because I became more confident. There would be occasional fluctuations. I ate too much yesterday. Today, I'm not gonna eat much in order to make up for the previous day. And that habit continued on until basically still now sometimes. And it's still something that I'm working on. I started working out in January. In the beginning, I was just like, wow, this is so great. I feel so good. But then working out got to a point where I started being even more aware of my own weight. And I would be like, okay, I need to work out more because I gained a pound or something. And that's how working out started becoming more of an unhealthy lifestyle for me. And when quarantine started, I got super into working out. So I would start falling into unhealthy eating habits again. And yeah, that's what I mean by you should take everything you see on social media with like a grain of salt. Like I said before, is not a completely honest portrayal of life. Behind all those vlogs and those what I eat in the days where I look really happy, there were times where I was just really unhappy with myself. I think I've grown a little bit from that because now if I don't work out for like 2 weeks, 3 days, I'm like, whatever, it's just because I was busy. It's not gonna kill me to not work out every single day. From the past 2 months or so, I've learned to take every day slowly. Even though it goes by so fast for me, I've completely lost track of time. But just to take things slowly. I forgot to mention, there are days where I feel so bomb about myself. I'm like, wow, I feel lit. I feel so confident. But there are also days where I'm like, damn, like, I'm kind of ugly. And then for that day, I'll just avoid looking at mirrors. I'm pretty sure everyone has those days, the good and the bad days. So I've just learned to take every day slowly because if I'm having a bad day, I'm like, it's okay. I'll just take care of myself today. Do a face mask or something and I'll be okay soon. This whole eating, working out, balancing my life with work is something that I am still working on. Just don't be too hard on yourself. And I know that it's hard at times. Life is hard. Life is a bitch. But you will be okay. I've also been getting really into red eyeshadow makeup, which my mom used to call the Beijing opera look. How do you deal with catcalling? I think catcalling is so stupid. I remember one time in LA, I got catcalled by a fucking police officer. What the fuck? In New York, I get catcalled a lot, and to this point, I'm not even bothered by it. I just pretend that I don't hear anything, I don't see anything, and I just go on my merry way. I just do not give a single fuck about them. If I did have the time in my day, I would probably glare at them, give them the bitch face. I don't have that energy to do that. Don't let it bother you too much. It's really not worth your time to think about it. Do you think it is necessary to shave body hair? No, I do not care about body hair. I really do not care if you have body hair because it's up to you what you want to do with it. It was until this year where I was just like, maybe I should shave down there for a little change. But other than that, I don't really care about leg hair. I don't care about arm hair. I don't care about armpit hair. Like, I don't think I've shaved in like 2 weeks. Especially during the winter, I just don't shave my armpits or my legs and I just let them grow. Normally, I just shave if I feel like it. How do you shave down there? So I know in the previous video that I said that I shave by using eyebrow razors. I have learned a new technique. So for the big patch of your vagina, I use a regular shaver and I'm really careful about it. Also, if you guys have any tips, please share them because I honestly don't know. I use a regular shaver for the front and then for the inside when it's smaller and harder to get to, I use the eyebrow shaver. Just to be clear, I have separate razors for like my actual eyebrows and down there. Do you view masturbation as healthy? Yes, masturbation is very healthy and you should not be embarrassed about it because everyone masturbates. How to deal with period cramps. So this is something that I have dealt with since 5th grade when I got my period. I have dysmenorrhea, so I get ridiculously bad cramps to the point where I can't move on my first day of my period. I think it's gotten way better now, but back then I used to just sit on the couch with a heat pack and just sit there and be sad because I was in so much pain. But last year I took birth control pills. Helped with the cramps a lot. I didn't have any cramps and my flow was not bad. I am very forgetful, so I did not take my pills regularly, which is why I just completely stopped. And now my cramps are way better. I take Advil on the first and second day and after that I'm fine. If you masturbate while you're on your period, it relieves your cramps. How to get comfortable with saying no. Saying no is really important, especially if you're in a really uncomfortable situation. I used to be really bad at saying no. All my friends would be like, Jasmine, you should have said no. And I have gotten much better at saying no now. I used to be so bad and I would get myself into really bad situations. If you do not want to do something, if anything makes you uncomfortable, if you just do not feel like doing it, say no. If they don't like you or if they judge you for saying no, fuck that. You don't need that person in your life. You are here on this planet to make yourself happy and not to make other people happy. Have you ever had friends with benefits? Yes, I have, but personally, I don't enjoy that type of arrangement. It just causes weird feelings. If you're fine with it, go for it. So every time I'm like, I'm gonna do natural makeup, my everyday makeup, I don't. I want to be single, but society seems so against it. Any advice? Being single or being in a relationship? Either way is both great. They both have their own benefits. When I was single, I had the time of my life. Now that I am in a relationship, I'm also having the time of my life. Society does this thing where they're like, oh, if you aren't in a relationship, you're unloved, which is so untrue. You can love yourself and you are loved by your family, friends, people around you. You shouldn't let that type of influence get to you. Just do everything you want, whatever makes you happy. Don't feel like you have to be forced into a relationship or anything like that. I'm gonna do my eyeliner really quickly, so I'm just gonna shut up for a moment because this takes a lot of brain cells. Is it normal in a relationship to not give blowjobs, or is it important to men? I feel like blowjobs are like an expectation placed upon us by society, and even I've felt like that. Don't give that dude a blowjob unless you feel comfortable with it or that you want to do it, not because it's expected of you. Just do everything that you're comfortable with doing, and if he tries to force you, say fuck off, no, goodbye. Just say no if you don't want to give a blowjob. Especially if you're in a relationship, if you don't want to give one, let your partner know. You guys can like discuss about it or something. At the end of the day, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Because of that whole society thing, some guys just expect a blowjob, but they won't give you head no matter how much you ask them to give you head. So I don't understand that whole thing. Like, if I don't want to suck your dick, I'm not gonna suck your dick. Is it too crazy to want your man to show you off and post about you? It is not crazy, but it is something that you should not expect them to do. Is it okay to not want sex? Of course it is. Everyone has a different sex drive. Sex on the first date? Sure, go for it. You do you, girl. I won't judge you. No one should be judging you. How did you know that you were ready for your first time? This is a funny story. Okay, it's kind of sad. What was supposed to be my first time, I was definitely not ready for it. I felt like I had to because my ex, if you know who I'm talking about, please don't go after him. We have no bad blood between us right now. I was so scared that I covered my face with a blanket because obviously I wasn't ready for it. We didn't go through with it. And I think because he was, you know, a horny teenage boy, that's what led him to cheat on me with someone else. But again, don't go after him. There's like no bad blood between us. For my actual first time, I was in a really confused and unstable mental state. This is a good example of something where if you feel like you aren't ready, you should probably say no to it, because at the time I was really bad at saying no, and I felt like it was what the other person wanted. I agreed to it. Looking back, I definitely was not ready and I should have said no. But since I can't really change anything about it, I don't really delve on it. Have you ever questioned your sexuality? Yes, for a brief moment. I respect everyone in the LGBTQ+ community, and while I have had my own experiences with girls in a drug-induced state, I also do find a lot of girls really attractive and really hot, but I have realized that at the end of the day, I still like dick. Has any guy made you feel bad about yourself, and how do you deal with it? Yes, there have been quite a lot of people that have made me feel bad about myself. There is a difference between actually trying to make you feel bad and just accidentally. If they try to make you feel bad, what is going on through your mind? Like, why do you feel the need to make someone else feel bad? How do I deal with it? Normally I'll just tell them, hey, what you said was not cool, it made me feel really bad. Or sometimes I will just brush it off and probably never talk to that person again. Tips on getting over a bad breakup. So I'm pretty sure I answered this in the previous video. Take time to yourself, talk to your friends, keep yourself distracted, because it all takes time to heal. You won't suddenly the next day be like, I'm good, I'm peachy, I'm ready to go. I find that traveling helps a lot, but I know that clearly we can't do that right now. And also, I am very privileged to be able to travel. Don't stalk their social media. It's not healthy. Don't talk to them after the breakup. It's just gonna negatively affect you. Most important thing, it just takes time to heal. I totally got mascara into my eye. Anxiety of getting into a new relationship, I've definitely felt that because, you know, if you've been hurt in the past, you're obviously gonna be scared of getting hurt again. For me personally, I do not like casual dating because I will not date you unless I am actually genuinely interested in you, which is why I've barely dated anyone in my 19 years of life. Everyone has felt hurt in their life by someone else, and it's important to not let that drag you down or take that with you to a new relationship. Which reminds me, don't get into a new relationship unless you know that you're completely ready for it. Wow, I just finished my eyes! How to deal with toxic or fake friends. What I do normally is if I feel like someone's being really toxic is I just distance myself slowly and then I stop talking to them. If I personally do not vibe with someone, I will probably not talk to you. I've had my fair share of toxic friends in the past to which I have all distanced. What do you do when you feel lonely? That's a really good question. Normally, I just keep myself busy, but honestly, the past 2 months, this is probably the loneliest that I've felt. And even though I have people that I love here and I see people constantly when I work at the tattoo studio, a big chunk of my support system is back in California. So that makes me feel really lonely, and I've honestly cried a lot this month because I felt really lonely. 2 days ago, when I was gonna originally film this video, I just cried in bed and I called my mom and I was like, I miss you. To help that, I normally just keep myself busy. Honestly, I don't know how to answer this question. I would like to know too, so please comment your suggestions down below. Last question before I get onto the funny questions that I got. Thoughts on dating apps. Obviously, I've used it. New York is really big and it's really hard to meet new people. Normally, I just take it with a grain of salt, but I feel like in today's society, if you take dating apps really seriously, it's gonna be hard because a lot of people on there do not take it seriously. Gonna do my highlighter and then my lips and then move on to my hair. My highlighter is really broken. What lipstick shall I do today? Okay, I'm gonna layer 2 Style on the ones and see how that goes. Another layer. A brief pause to answering questions, but I got these temporary tattoo stickers from Zihua Garden. They are a Korean tattoo studio that I really like, and I want to stick one onto my face. Aha! Okay, maybe I would do another one. This is fun. So I put a smaller one on this side. I will never be getting a tattoo on my face, however, even though I like these, because my parents will disown me, actually. I have not curled my hair in quite a while. I don't think I'm gonna be dyeing my hair anytime soon because I actually really like this color. The funniest question that I got was, is it weird to kiss someone with your lip piercing? No, it is not. I don't really feel any difference. I was really scared of this actually when I first got my lip piercing. Other people have told me that it's something to play with, so they like it. Embarrassing period story. This is really embarrassing. So one time, in middle school, I was in summer school and I got my period and it was really bad. I wanted to finish my whole day of class. I lined my underwear with toilet paper and I was like, this is fine. But then I went to one class, I'm pretty sure it was speech and debate or something. I sat on the carpet, all my blood bled through my jeans onto the carpet. The room was dark at the time because the teacher was doing a PowerPoint. When he turned on the lights towards the end and I saw the carpet, it was completely stained red. I was just too embarrassed to say anything, so I just ran out the door with a cardigan over my butt. To this day, I wonder if they figured out what that red stain was from. Does size really matter? Okay, last question. Have you ever had a major identity crisis fall semester? I don't know what was with me, but I was just like, I hate my name. I really want to change it. That lasted for like 2 months. And I was just like, I don't want this name. I don't want it. Is that an identity crisis? I don't really know, but yeah. Anyways, that is it to the questions. I'm gonna finish curling my hair. I say that's good enough. So this is the finished makeup look. I curled my hair a little bit for the extra oomph and I added a pearl necklace. Decided to not change my dress because I feel like it suits this whole vibe. This is it. This is the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, found it funny, entertaining, helpful, that sort, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!